The night was silent inside the great colony dome of Valtoria, but human engineer Evan Hale could not sleep. Something felt wrong, heavy in the air, like a secret moving through the shadows. Evan had been living among the alien Valtorians for 6 months now, helping them rebuild their damaged power systems. They were tall, graceful beings with pale blue skin and glowing amber eyes. They always spoke calmly, always moved gently, yet Evan could feel it. Something dark was hiding beneath their peaceful surface. Tonight, he finally found his answer. It began when he walked into the main workshop earlier than usual. The lights were low, the machines quiet. Only one person was inside, the young alien servant, Rin, who always cleaned the place before dawn. Rin jumped when he saw Evan, dropping the tools he was carrying. "Sorry," Rin whispered. His voice shook, as if he feared even a small mistake. Evan smiled. "It's okay. I just came to pick up my scanner." But when Rin bent down to gather the tools, Evan froze. The back of Rin's uniform lifted slightly, just enough to reveal something beneath. Long, deep scars. Old scars. Fresh scars. Marks that could only come from whips, or worse. Rin quickly pulled his clothes down, but it was too late. Evan had already seen. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The workshop felt colder than normal. "Rin," Evan said softly, "who did that to you?" Rin's eyes widened with fear. His lips trembled. "Please, don't ask. It is forbidden." Forbidden? Evan felt anger rising inside him. The Valtorians treated him like an honored guest, always polite, always welcoming. But now he understood, those smiles were hiding secrets. Something very wrong was happening in this colony. Evan stepped closer. "Rin, I want to help you. Please tell me." "No." Rin whispered urgently. "If they know I told you, they will do worse. Not just to me. To others." Evan's jaw tightened. "Others? How many?" Rin closed his eyes. For a moment, he looked like he might collapse. And then, his voice cracked. "Many." Evan couldn't focus on his work for the rest of the morning. His thoughts kept returning to those scars. Why would a peaceful, advanced species allow this? Why would they hurt their own people? When the colony leader, High Keeper Solanar, entered the workshop, Evan's chest tightened. Solanar was taller than most Valtorians, his expression always calm, too calm, like a mask. "Engineer Hale," Solanar said warmly. "Your presence early in the morning is unexpected." Evan forced a smile. "Just checking some systems." Solanar's amber eyes scanned the room. They lingered a moment too long on Rin. Cold. Sharp. Watchful. Then he smiled again, gentle on the outside, dangerous underneath. Evan understood. This was the man responsible. The secret truth. Evan knew he needed answers, but he couldn't question Rin again, not while Solanar watched everything. So that night, he waited until the dome lights dimmed and most Valtorians returned to their living quarters. He slipped quietly through the corridors toward the lower sector, the place Rin always disappeared to after work. Nobody talked about the lower sector. Nobody even looked at it. When Evan reached the entrance, 2 armored guards stood there. Not normal guards. These guards wore shock staffs. And their armor was the old style the colony no longer used. Evan hid behind a broken pillar and watched. Moments later, a line of alien servants walked in, heads down, steps slow. Evan recognized several of them. They were the ones who always worked silently, never spoke unless spoken to, never lifted their eyes. And all of them wore the same dull, torn uniforms as Rin. Evan's stomach twisted. They were slaves. The helpers the High Keeper proudly talked about were not helpers at all. They were being controlled. Punished. Hidden. Something inside Evan snapped. The plan. Evan was only one human. The Valtorians had hundreds of guards, advanced weapons, and strict rules. But he had something they didn't expect. Human defiance. Human stubbornness. Human courage. He waited until the guards rotated shifts, then followed the servants inside the lower sector. The air smelled damp, the lights flickered, and strange metal doors lined the walls like cages. He heard something. A soft cry. A painful gasp. A voice begging, "I'm sorry, please stop." Evan rushed forward, and what he saw changed him forever. Rin was on the ground. Solander stood above him, holding a glowing whip made of energy. "You disobeyed your schedule," Solander said calmly, as if discussing weather. "Punishment is necessary. Pain teaches discipline." Evan stepped out of the shadows. "Stop," he said. Solander froze. The whip dimmed, but the danger in his eyes grew sharper. "Engineer Hale," he said softly. "You should not be here." Evan clenched his fists. His voice came out colder than he expected. "You lied to me. You said Rin and the others were volunteers." "They are," Solander answered. "Volunteers who require correction." "That's not correction," Evan said. "That's torture." Solander tilted his head. "Human morality is emotional. We maintain order." "You would not understand." "Oh, I understand perfectly," Evan said. "And I'm not letting you hurt them again." Solander's calm smile returned. "And how will you stop me?" "You are alone." But Evan wasn't. Dozens of servant eyes were watching from behind cages. Fear lived in those eyes, but hope flickered now too. Evan took a deep breath. "Because I'm going to free them." The uprising. Evan grabbed a metal pipe from the floor. Solander swung the energy whip, but Evan dodged just in time. Humans were slower than Voltorians, but years of engineering work gave Evan strong reflexes and precision. He smashed the pipe into the control panel for the cage locks. Sparks flew. Alarms screamed through the sector. And one by one, every cage door slid open. Servants stepped out, hesitant at first, then stronger as they saw Solander losing control. Rin stumbled to Evan's side. You came back for us," he whispered. "I'm not leaving anyone behind," Evan said. Solander shouted orders, but the servants ignored him. They surrounded him, not to kill, but to stop him. For years they had been silent, afraid, broken, but now, with Evan standing beside them, they found courage they never knew they had. The guards rushed in, but the servants overwhelmed them, grabbing their staffs and disabling their armor. Evan helped guide them, using his knowledge of colony systems to shut down security doors, reroute power, and block reinforcements. For the first time, the lower sector belonged to its people. The new dawn. By dawn, the colony council arrived. They were shocked to see Solander restrained and the servants standing tall, no longer bowing, no longer trembling. Evan stepped forward. "These people deserve freedom," he said. "They deserve safety, respect, and a voice. This stops today." The council members whispered among themselves. Many had never known what Solander was hiding. Rin spoke up, his voice shaking but strong. "We are not tools," he said. "We are Voltorians. And we will live with dignity." His words struck the council harder than any weapon. Solander was removed from power. The servants were declared free citizens. A new system of equality began that very day. And it all started with Evan seeing scars that no one else cared to notice. Rin approached Evan later, his eyes brighter than Evan had ever seen. "You didn't have to help us," Rin said. Evan smiled. "Yes, I did. That's what humans do. We fight for each other even when it's hard." Rin placed a hand on Evan's shoulder. "You did not just free us," he said softly. "You changed our entire colony." Evan looked around at the once dark sector, now filled with light, hope, and new beginnings. Maybe this was what humanity was meant to bring to the stars, not weapons, not power, but courage, compassion, and the strength to stand against cruelty.